Good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. I hope everyone had a fantastic Christmas. And obviously, the Christmas season's not over, right? It's the 12 days of Christmas. Christmas goes until January 6th. Christmas is a season, it is not a singular one-day event. Anyway, welcome back to the Homestead. I'm Graham Wright. You guys know that. I'm a part-time homesteader with a full-time job. And with it being January 2nd, we have to go back to work today. A lot of us have to go back to our day jobs. And nothing wrong with that. It pays the bills. But yeah, I thought today we're going to record a video. I know I've been slacking on recording lately, especially with the holidays. It's tough. I won't make excuses. But yeah, the holidays are now over, so we're back at it. Anyway, so yeah, today we're doing our morning chores for our on the homestead. Again, morning chores are very simple. It's just taking care of the chickens, and then after the morning chores, I'm going to talk to you guys about kind of the 2024 New Year's resolution that I have for my homestead and for our channel. All right, be right back. All right, chickens have their food. It's a mix of grains and leftover turkey soup that we had, and some eggshells and things like that. That's individual. So we moved our compost pile into our chicken coop, and by compost pile I mean like our compost pile was mostly leaves that we did finally rake up, and then we moved a lot of these into the chicken run. The leaves act as like a deep litter method. They're not obviously going to be the most absorbent material, but they are carbonaceous. They will break down and we'll have really nice rich compost in there. So yeah, so we've got our compost pile has been moved in there. We've raked up a decent amount of leaves, especially around like my children's play area, because we came out one day with the whole family. The baby was out. Everyone wanted to play, and our baby couldn't walk through get to the playground because there were too many leaves there. So we've done a pretty good job there. We still have obviously a ton of leaves that need to be raked or left in place. Nature doesn't care if the leaves are left there. We gotta get wood. It's cold right now, but it's supposed to heat up. By heat up, I mean I think we're supposed to be in the 40s today. And right now it's about 25 degrees outside. So it's quite chilly today, but it's nice. I like it. I'm already kind of ready for spring. I'm ready to start my garden, get some seeds started, but it's a little too early for us to start seeds right now. Okay, we got wood. It's been overly hot inside the house because I've just been keeping the fire going, and once the fire heats up, even if it dies back down to embers and things like that. What is hold on, my dog is in the compost pile that we still have left out. What are you eating? Drop it. Over here. All right, you can have that. Probably shouldn't let her have it, but looks like some of the chickens weren't laying eggs in the nesting box and decided to lay one back over in our old compost area, and the dog got it, and it was frozen, so it's all congealed, or it looks like frozen egg. It's very weird looking. Anyway, okay, I'm rambling. Let's stop for a second. Let's stop and put you guys down. Okay. All right, I'm pretty sure that's level. Wait a second while a car drives by. All right, so since it's a new year, whether you do New Year's resolutions or not, you want to call them New Year's resolution. I've never been a New Year's resolutions kind of guy, honestly, because I feel like if you're going to do something, you should just kind of do it. And honestly, also, if I set a resolution, I tend to forget about it. But this year, I don't know if I'd call it a resolution, but I have goals. I have plans for this year. Last year, we raised laying hens, and we have 12 laying hens currently. We went from our 9 to 12. Basically, there was a young woman in our church she's at the university and is going overseas for school. And she had these 3 chickens with her parents in suburbia, and her dad was taking care of them. I was talking to someone else about how I needed a few more chickens, and she was like, oh, well, I've got 3. And I was like, well, that's perfect. So anyway, so that's how we acquired 3 more laying hens. Okay, so let's talk about the New Year's resolution that I have. I've never been a big New Year's resolution kind of guy. I tend to usually forget goals that I set, not because I don't think that they're important, usually because I don't write them down anywhere. And I don't know, I think things shift so frequently, like it's kind of hard to like, here's my goal for the entire year. So my New Year's resolution for the channel, for the homestead. Let's start with the homestead. We have 12 of them now, and it's great. We also raised rabbits, and we also raised meat chickens. We did 15 meat chickens is what we got, and by the time we made it to harvest, we had 11 meat chickens. And I know it seems like I'm going to scale up a lot, but the difference between taking care of 10 meat chickens and 100 meat chickens is the same amount of work. It tends to cost a little bit more money. That's where the difference is. But we've already run out of meat chickens, so in our freezer, we need more meat. So this year we're planning on raising 100 meat chickens. Part of that will be sold to a friend or traded to a friend who raises beef cattle. And so he does pasture raised regenerative cattle. So we're going to trade some chickens and for a steer. And if I did my math correct, it should be about 50 chickens, I think, for a $1,500 steer. But just to make sure that he's getting a good value and I'm getting a good value, we're also planning on raising 2 pigs this year. So we've gone from we're expanding the homestead. So I want to do 2 pigs. Basically, the thing that's nice about a lot of the feeder pigs, you get a feeder pig and you can raise it out for 9 months and then slaughter, and then you have a pig, right? It's a much faster process than beef. It's not faster than chickens. Chickens is like 58 days. So we're going to continue to raise the layers, obviously, and we're going to obviously continue to raise rabbit. And then we're going to trade some chicken and pork for a cow. So that's kind of animal homestead goals number 1. The second homestead goal, we need to get our house fixed up. So I was talking with a friend, and he is a general contractor. He's not busy right now because it's winter time, but I was just like, hey, I need someone to come by and just tell me like where I need to start. So he's graciously coming and taking a look at our house. The reason we have to get our house done, maybe not have to get it done because it's not condemnable, but our house definitely is worse for wear. But we have a lot of family coming in at the end of the year in November because our oldest is being baptized this year. So we're going to host. People are going to be here. So we need to get the house in a place where we feel more comfortable having family and guests here. And so yeah, that's goal number 2. And then for the channel, my goal right now is to post more consistently. I want this YouTube thing to become a thing, if you will. So I want to monetize. So in order to do that, I need to get 1,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, like hit the like button below. But I want this to become a thing. We have to go back to work, and that's just a reality of life. I would love it if I didn't have to go back to work today and I could just record homesteading videos for you guys and teach you what I know about homesteading, which is, there's a lot of knowledge I have, I would say, and I don't know if it's practical knowledge yet. Practical knowledge, I would say, is like the implementation. That's more like a wisdom thing, like using the knowledge that you have. I realized I look up a lot of like information. I read a lot of stuff and I watch a lot of videos on homesteading and on animal husbandry and on gardening and things like that. Way more than most people, and way more than I probably should. And I have it just kind of all stored in this kind of repository library in my mind, if you will. And so I want this YouTube thing to become a thing. So my goal is to post 2 videos a week. So that's a total of 8 videos a month, sharing our homestead with y'all. And because we are in January, we are kind of transitioning into spring, if you will. We're starting to do things now that we need to be doing for the spring. So there's more things I can document. There's more things I can show y'all. So if you're interested, if you're subscribed to this channel and you're like, screw this guy, like, you can unsub, I don't care. I mean, I do care, but like, if you don't want to follow along, feel free, unsub. If you do want to follow along, definitely subscribe. I know I keep saying I'm gonna be more consistent, I'm gonna be more consistent. Yeah, I've thought it through. I'm never gonna be the guy who does daily vlogs. It's too much between having a job and having a homestead and having a life outside of that. I volunteer with my church, things like that, right? Like, there's other things that have to happen also. So it's not totally possible for me just to record videos all day, even though I would love to. If we get there, eventually we get there. So subscribe to this channel, like this video. The engagement helps me. Full transparency, right? You liking helps me out. You commenting helps me out. It helps get this to other people who might have similar interests to you, according to YouTube's algorithm. Anyway, I'm rambling, you guys. I hope everyone had a happy Christmas, had a happy New Year, had a great time. Hope everyone is safe. And oh, one more thing. I've always said that I want this channel to be something that inspires people to take action, right? So if you're thinking like, oh, I want to start the homestead thing, do it this year. That's your 2024 New Year's resolution. I'm making it for you. Just commit to doing it. That's how I started this last year in 2023. Is we bought the property, we had the land, but we weren't really doing anything with it. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I keep talking about it. I'm going to do it. So I just did it. And it's been so fulfilling, so rewarding. And yes, do I do a lot more projects and have I taken on more than I could choose sometimes? Most definitely. But I've always want people to just think about it. Not even think about it. Do it this year. Whether it's starting a garden in your backyard, right? Whether it's a container garden, whether it's something like maybe you want to get chickens, right? Get the chickens. Just get the chickens, and don't worry about if you can. Don't worry about the HOA. Don't worry about all of these things that are going to impede on your liberty, and just do it. Just get your chickens, and don't worry about it. And if someone says you can't have your chickens, then figure it out. Get the egg laying chickens. Start the garden, right? There's something that you probably go to the grocery store and eat a lot of. Probably herbs. And you could grow those in a container and be successful, right? Take a step to being more self-sufficient today. You'll be benefited for it, in my opinion. You'll thank me for taking that step this year. All right, everyone, I gotta go inside. I gotta go shower off. I gotta get ready for work. But like and subscribe. Come along on this journey with me. Thanks, everyone.